If you want to learn English in the easiest, most natural way, just by listening to a story, you're in the right place. Tap like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss tomorrow's new story. Let's improve together, one story at a time. Her name was Nilo, and she was standing in the middle of Taksim Square in Istanbul. She had no bags, no plan, and no voice. Not because she couldn't speak. He just decided not to. Not today. No talking. No questions. No answers. She wanted to spend one day just watching, listening, and feeling the city without saying a single word. It was a strange idea, but it felt right. Taksim Square was alive even early in the day. Buses moved slowly past. Pigeons flew low. People crossed in all directions, and somewhere a man was selling balloons. Nilo found a low stone wall near the center of the square and sat down. She folded her hands in her lap and just looked. Across from her, a group of tourists took photos of the Republic Monument. A child laughed and ran toward a stray cat. Two women stood close together, sharing something funny on a phone. Everything was busy, but she didn't feel lost in the crowd. He felt like part of the background, quiet, still, invisible. And it was perfect. For the first hour she didn't move. The world passed by her. People came and went. Sounds changed. The sun rose higher. She noticed how many languages were being spoken around her. Turkish, English, German, Arabic, French. But she said nothing. Just listened. She noticed how the street musicians played with confidence, how some people gave coins and others walked past. She noticed the rhythm of the square, the way people walked fast at the edges and slowed near the middle. At one point, a man tried to sell her a small flag. She smiled kindly but said nothing. He moved on without trouble. Later, an older woman sat beside her for a few minutes. Neither of them said anything. They just sat in the same quiet space until the woman stood up again and disappeared into the street. Nilo's stomach growled. She was hungry but didn't want to talk, even to buy food. So she stood up and walked slowly along the edge of the square, watching food carts and tiny shops. Then she saw a cart selling simit, a round bread covered in sesame seeds. She waited until someone else ordered, watched how they did it, then stepped forward and pointed. The man smiled, gave her one, and she paid without a word. Success. She walked to a shaded bench and took her time eating. Every bite tasted warm, soft, and a little salty. She felt proud, not because she got food without speaking, but because she was learning how much could be done in silence. As the day passed, she kept moving from spot to spot. She watched a protest forming on one side of the square, small and peaceful. People held signs and stood still. She didn't understand the words on the signs, but the feeling was clear. Something mattered to them. She watched a father lifting his daughter onto his shoulders so she could see the pigeons better. She watched a street artist spray paint a picture of the Bosphorus in bright blue and gold, fast and confident. The city didn't slow down. But in her quiet state she saw everything more clearly. By afternoon the sun was hot, and she found a seat near the entrance to Istiklal Street, the long, famous road that started at the square and stretched into the heart of the city. She didn't walk down it. Not today. She just sat and watched the red tram come and go. She listened to laughter, music, shouting, and quiet. And still not one word left her lips. It was evening when she finally got up again and returned to the center of the square. The lights had come on and the sky was turning deep blue. The square looked completely different now, brighter, louder, fuller. But she still felt calm. For one final time she sat down, this time near the monument. She took a deep breath and looked around. All day she had said nothing. But she had learned so much. She had noticed how a city breathes. She had learned that you don't have to speak to connect with a place. And maybe she thought not speaking had helped her hear more. At last, when the night was full and the lights around the square reflected in her eyes, she allowed herself one small smile. And just like that, she stood up and walked away, still silent but deeply moved. You just followed Nilo's silent journey through Istanbul, and without even noticing, you picked up lots of natural English, from structures to rhythm and style. That's the power of story. It teaches your brain while your heart is enjoying the trip. If this helped you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. We've got a new story for you every day. And let us know in the comments, could you spend a whole day watching without speaking?